All right, man. It is so good to see you guys. And in case you were not aware, happy birthday to me. Uh, Today is not April. It's August 11th, 2020. Maybe I'm messing up the date today because today I turn 53. 53 years old. My goodness. Mm. So I always want to start out. Um, I posted up earlier last week. I said, "Hey, I'm not going to be in on Monday," and my wife had kidnapped me, and we went up to a just a spot, an hour or so away from here, top of a mountain, 20 something acres, nice little house at the top of the hill. Took the mountain bike with me, and man, it was just so nice to get away. It was fantastic to get away, to be honest with you, and um, we had a chance to read, we had a chance to pray together, we had a chance to cook and eat together. Hayden took his Kawasaki up there, and he was able to just, I mean, 12, 15 hours of motorcycling. And imagine, think back to when you were 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and think back to those moments, and of just being able to cut loose, man. Just go and play. For me, I burned about 4,000 calories in mountain biking this weekend. And so I took the mountain bike with me. And what's cool is, usually I talk about doing Northridge, right? Like, so we'll go into the Northridge Trail, and we leave the truck, and, it's right into a climb. And then you climb for a few miles, and then you come back down, right? You end up with about 16 miles round trip. Well, when you stay at the top of the hill, when you're at a house at the top of the hill, when you start out, you're going down. And so it took off and went down. And so what I would do is I would go down. I'd say, okay, well, there's three roads off the top of the hill or whatever, right? So I'm like, so one day I'm like, I'm going to take that road. So I take the road down, it's a dirt road, goes all the way down. I take it till it dead ends, and then I pedal back up, and gives me about 1,000 feet of climb, burns 1,500 calories, something like that. Mm, coffee is good at home today. And, so I would do that, and then the next day I went down the other road, and when I got down, there was a like a memorial to the fire department. They had lost some lives up there fighting a fire in 2006, so there was a memorial for that. And then you go for a little further down, and the road splits. When the road splits, to the left it went back up, and to the right it kind of continued flat, went down some more. And I thought, well, I've been going down for a long time. Let's see what happens if I go up here. And so I went up, and saw some really cool rock formations and some good climbing. Saw a really, really big deer, jumped right in front of me. I was like, "Woo, that's a big boy!" And it was just nice, just to get away and chill and stuff like that. And so, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something a little bit different, at least for these morning check-ins. As I say, welcome to the Mañana morning check-in. And then typically I will, let's see, I think it's going to be on the screen. So let's see. And yeah, so there you go. So, you know, the crazy slideshow from grandma and grandpa's trip, right? But this is a photo. I was playing with the new, I should say new. It's the portrait mode inside my Google Pixel phone. And so when I started playing with the portrait mode, I realized I was able to get these really, really good pictures of different subject matter in the pictures, right? And look at that sunset. Oh my goodness, right? So that's from the top of the hill looking down over Banning, California. And so it was just a really, really good time. And then there's Flapjack, one of his pensive looks. And that camera, it's hard to believe this came out of a cell phone, right? But it's like right there, there's my boy, and then the background, blurs out. And then I think this is going to be, Hayden coming down over this little jump that we made. This is kind of funny. So, hmm. Bing, bing. you know, and remember, before you go making fun of the kid, for not being able to do a good jump, A, that's a great jump. B, this was a kid who 2 days before this was having a hard time starting out, going up a hill, right? So those were those things. right. And then we went and we went sightseeing in Idlewild, and that's the dinner that I made at the cabin the night before. And man, it was just a good time, you know, just a really good time. As far as the mountain biking went, I mean, I think I have go back the other way. Might have, yeah. There's the memorial. So that's the memorial about halfway down the hill for E57, right? And then engine 57, and then there's a big like building next to this, but it was closed, and so you know, but just a really good place to go out and hit some mountain bike. And then I was trying to get a picture of this rock up here. So this rock just kind of looks like it's balanced in a weird way, right? But and that was pretty cool. So the place that we were staying is like up here somewhere, right? And so you basically let gravity bring you down, and then you got to pedal back up. And then this one was good for about 15 or 1600 calories going back up. So, and there's the big boy getting ready to ride his Kawasaki again. So he was having a blast. That kid spent so much time in the saddle. If we were to live there, he would probably, his waistline would probably go down 4 or 5 inches if we were to live there, right? Because he's just constantly trying to get out there and get on the bike. And so that leads right back to, a common business theme for me is, we talk about power sports a lot on my channels. And it's because I'm so passionate about the subject of power sports. And I said at the beginning of the COVID crisis, I said, our business is going to have a rebound effect. It's going to pick up, because this never got boring. At no point in time did this stop being cool. And to see my 12-year-old now, total transparency. I mean, these kids have had motorcycles in their lives since the time they came out of the womb, but I never forced them to participate. And so we had a pocket bike we ended up giving away to a high school. We had a dirt bike we ended up giving away to a high school. We had a KTM, barely got any use and got sold. Then we got this Kawasaki, and he wouldn't ride it, right? And so, and my daughters had access to this stuff with no interest. Okay. So it's not that, I'm in power sports, so my kids are. No, it's a I made it available. If they want to do it, they could do it. If they didn't, they didn't. But once Hayden got to that certain, like a certain bubble of physical maturity, right? When he had hand-eye coordination and could enjoy the feeling of acceleration and power, right? So there comes a point where you're intimidated, then there's a point where you can enjoy, right? And it's different for everybody. But once he crested that bubble, and he is just he can't get enough time on that bike. I mean, we had to pull him off the thing the first night. The second day, he had 5 or 6 hours of saddle time on the dang bike. And then on the last day, he actually broke a rule. And I said, that's it. You're off the bike for the rest of the day. Nothing crazy, but, I was like, hey, rules are in place. You have to learn maturity and responsibility when you ride. Now, those of you that know me are probably laughing really hard right now because, I don't follow very many rules myself when I ride, but it is what it is. I want to raise the kid right? So again, this never got boring. This right here, and it's up to our business, our industry, to just somehow push the emotions that come with twisting that throttle and make it fun again, and treat people the way they need to be treated, and give them access to the things they need access to, and service them the way they expect to be serviced, and let them smile and enjoy this all they want, right? Because it is cool. So there was that. Today's my birthday, and so I've been getting a ton of birthday messages and happy birthday and all that. So I'm going to say right now, thank you so much. Every year it gets bigger and bigger with the amount of people that I am connected to. And so, I try to jump on and like it and say thank you to as many people as I possibly can. And then I'll put up a, general message. Thank you so much. Right. But truthfully, it is really cool that social media does bring us together in that way. As far as Mañana Nomás goes, there are a couple new projects that are still forging forward. We've got a complete rebrand, getting relaunched This week should be by the end of this week. We'll have that all done and have that ready to go. And that's exciting because it kind of takes us to another level, right? So this is where we take one of our products that is a Mañana no Mas product, but we rebrand it, and we repurpose it and we put it out there and we see if, hey, maybe we can attack the audience from a different perspective and try to find a win. And here's what I want people that listen to this channel to understand. Having a failure, I shouldn't say failure, having something that doesn't succeed as much as you want it to, that's not failure. That is a growth indication, right? That's telling you, hey, you've done the analysis. You've looked at this for 30, 60, 90 days, and now you can make a change and you can go in a different direction. And look at this. Folks, I might have to let you go. Hey, boss, how are you? I'm doing fantastic. Well, thank you so much for the birthday